Hello and welcome back to Everything Boats with Captain Frank Lanier, where we discuss boats and boating, from maintenance and repairs to seamanship and safety, as well as everything in between. This podcast is a companion to my YouTube channel of the same name, so if you like and find it useful, be sure to subscribe and please check out my YouTube channel as well, where you'll find hundreds of informative videos on pretty much every boating topic imaginable. So today's podcast is based on a segment of my YouTube channel called Ask Captain Frank. And this is where I take questions from my YouTube channel viewers, customers of my marine survey business, or just people randomly calling me up trying to get me to answer shit for free. So today's question comes from a previous client, and during the survey of the boat that he was purchasing, I noted there was a thru-hull fitting below the waterline. It just had the thru-hull and the seacock, and it was not being utilized, but it was not properly terminated or capped. You just had a hose cut off, and it was just laying there like that, right? Which, of course, if the thru-hull was to open, it would sink the boat, let water in and sink the boat. So his question to me was, what's the best way to properly secure or terminate an open thru-hull that you're not going to utilize anymore? Well, the ideal solution, the best solution is if you know you're not going to use this thru-hull anymore, is to remove it. Remove it and then seal it in with glass it over and seal it in, and that way you've got one less hole in your boat to worry about. If you think you're going to keep that thru-hull and maybe use it for a future system, add an air conditioner or whatever, or raw water washdown pump intake, the best way to cap this thing is, and in the case of this boat, we're talking bronze thru-hull and a bronze seacock. So the best way to seal that would be to remove the tailpipe, which is the fitting that screws into the thru-hull it's got a hose barb on it. That's what allows you to connect the hose to the seacock. It's called a tailpipe or a hose barb. You remove that, unscrew it, and then you get a marine grade bronze plug, and you screw it into your thru-hull, and there you go. It's properly capped. In this particular case, the owner was unable to remove the tailpipe. He was scared he was going to damage something. And so what I told him was, he asked me, how would you secure it if you had to have a hose on it? Well, my response was, well, if you've got to have the tailpipe with the hose on it, put a section of hose on it that's long enough to reach well above the waterline, and then you secure that hose up, up in the hull, up in the gunnels, wherever you can reach it up to, and then you secure it in place there, and you cap it or you plug it. And he asked me, well, can you use a tapered wooden plug, which is what you typically find around, thru-hulls and stuff, where people, if they have an emergency, they can jam this tapered wooden plug into the end of the hose. And that's not the way you want to do it, because it is tapered. And, even though you're going to put a couple of, you try to put some hose clamps and stuff on it, I still don't like, trying to hold that tapered plug into a cut off section of hose. So what I would do, if it were me, if you've got to have the hose, you don't want to remove the tailpipe and stuff, run the hose up, secure it, and at the end of it, find a bronze plug. You can find a plug that's the same diameter of the the hose that you're trying to cap. Put that bronze plug in there and secure it with a couple of hose clamps. Try to get it long enough where you push that in there, screw it in there, use hose clamps, and then secure it up well above the waterline, and that should suffice. But again, in order of preference, the best way to secure a utilized thru-hull, remove it and fiberglass over it, or remove the tailpipe from the seacock and insert a bronze plug in there and cap it like that. And again, the third way, if you had to use a section of hose, run the section of hose up well above the waterline, cap it with a bronze plug, or it's the same kind of plug you would use for the thru-hull. Just get one that fits it, or for the seacock. Put it inside there and secure it in there with a couple of good marine grade hose clamps. I hope you enjoyed today's podcast, and if so, and you want to buy Captain Frank a cup of coffee, please click on the support link in the text description below. All monies received, not spent on coffee, will go towards making even more awesome podcasts for my channel. And as always, thank you for your support.